Welcome back to this extended broadcast, something that we would not have anticipated this morning. It's 10 o'clock at night, and I have a sense that we possibly might have the IPL result before we'll have the Bihar result. 10 o'clock already, the Election Commission is likely to now address the media, the third time that they've done this the whole day. Rather unusual, rather unprecedented for the Election Commission to actually keep doing regular briefings on the day of counting. Usually you'll see only one at the end of it, but this is going to be the third one at 10 p.m. So that's another bit of the unusual thing. If some of you are wondering why we are still here doing the rolling coverage broadcast still, and we still don't know who is officially now the new government or likely new government of Bihar, it is because the counting process itself has been badly slowed down, because this time the number of polling stations went up by over 60%, and consequently the EVMs that were used in the elections also went up by a significant margin. And that's one reason why the Election Commission says the process of counting has been slowed considerably, and that has spilled over till 10 p.m. that night. Joining us at 10 p.m, we've had to extend Nilanjan, Sanjay and Tuhin, who've been with us through the day, to sit with us and maybe analyze and understand the election results for one more hour. But we're also joined by Anshul Avijit, spokesperson of the Congress, and Rajiv Pandey, spokesperson of the BJP, and Satyaprakash ji, the spokesman of the Janata Dal United, a party that seems to have a lot of questions that they need to possibly answer today. Possibly the most number of questions are for the JDU to answer. Welcome all of you, gentlemen. My first question is going to be to Satyaprakash ji, and I'm asking him because we've not been able to speak to many JDU people through the day. Would you at least now concede, Satyaprakash ji, that despite the fact that your alliance is still just shade over the halfway mark, the JDU as a party seems to have ended up on a bit of a losing note? I mean, you've been considerably weakened in a state where you were in the pole position all of 5 years.
You know, when team is led by a captain and the leader Nitish Kumar, the credit of winning goes to his pocket and other topmost NDA leader. Yeah, definitely we have lost a few seats, and not few seats basically, but it has to be examined after the result come out completely. Still there is a close fight on so many seats, and it is a historic election. I haven't seen in my entire of life in politics that such kind of election. So JDU still took the lead. You know, the leader of JDU, Nitish Kumar, leaded the campaign, and he has been doing well since last 15 years of his governance in Bihar. So he is the leader. Sometimes some player can, score less, but it doesn't mean that the captain has to be blamed for that. And captain, is not being given credit for winning of these seats of BJPs as well. So it is a teamwork. No. The NDA is leading, and NDA still is leading since morning. So there is no question of it.
So Satyaprakash ji, okay, fair enough that you don't want to blame the captain for this loss, but at least now, 10 p.m. at night, would you at least blame Chirag Paswan for your difficulties through the day?
What Chirag did is, we used to say in election rallies as well, a vote katwa, a famous word in Bihar. And, something happened wrong with his mind that he started making so many allegations against Nitish Kumar. So such kind of, but this win is giving reply to those kind of mind who blamed, who made false allegation to the Nitish Kumar.
Mr. Satyaprakash, I'm really sorry to cut you off. The Election Commission has just begun addressing a press conference at 10 o'clock. Just listen in.
आयोग कभी भी किसी के दबाव में नहीं रहा है, और जो भी प्रक्रियाएं हैं पहले भी जैसा कहा है कि पूरी प्रोसीजर को फॉलो करके उसमें नेचुरल कोर्स में जो भी टाइम लग रहा है उस पर ये चुनाव के रिजल्ट का कार्य किया जाएगा. काफ़ी संख्या में अंतिम नतीजे प्राप्त हो गए हैं. बचे हुए विधानसभा निर्वाचन क्षेत्रों के लिए अंतिम कुछ ही चरणों का मतदान कार्य शेष रह गया, जिसे त्वरित गति से किया जा रहा है. और जो अंतिम चरणों में जो भी प्रक्रियाओं के पालन करने की आवश्यकता पड़ेगी उसे आयोग के अधिकारीगण, रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर्स, आयोग के पर्यवेक्षकों के देखरेख में इसको अंजाम देंगे. विशेष रूप से जो एक समस्या कई बार आती है कि जो मार्जिन है और बहुत कम मार्जिन है, वो यदि पोस्टल बैलेट के जो रिजेक्टेड वोट्स हैं उनसे कम रहता है तो फिर वो उसको गिनती करने के लिए कैंडिडेट मांग कर सकते हैं और उस दिशा में जो रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर है उसको काउंट करेंगे। तो वो ऐसी स्थिति कुछ जगहों पे ही आ सकती है जहाँ पे कि मार्जिन बहुत कम है और ये जो पोस्टल बैलेट रिजेक्टेड होंगे उसको फिर से गिनने की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी। और जो भी छोटी मोटी और समस्याएं हैं उसको वहाँ पे ऑब्जर्वर्स अपनी देख रेख में उसको निपटाते हुए उस मतगणना कार्य को कराएंगे। जैसा कि उम्मीद है कि ये अब कुछ ही चरणों के चुनाव शेष हैं। ज़्यादातर जो देखा गया है करीब 17 स्थानों पर 5 से कम चरणों का चुनाव बचा है। कुछ जगहों पे 10 से ज़्यादा हैं लेकिन उनकी संख्या बहुत कम है। और अभी जो लेटेस्ट आंकड़े हैं वो चूँकि ये बहुत डायनेमिक है, इसीलिए हर राउंड का चुनाव के नतीजे आते जा रहे हैं। उसकी सूचना अभी हमारे साथी अधिकारी आपके सामने प्रस्तुत करेंगे। जहाँ तक उपचुनावों के नतीजों का प्रश्न है, छत्तीसगढ़, गुजरात, हरियाणा, झारखंड, कर्नाटक, मणिपुर, नागालैंड, तेलंगाना और उत्तर प्रदेश के नतीजे आ चुके हैं। उड़ीसा की 1 सीट और मध्य प्रदेश की 8 सीट के लिए भी अंतिम चरण में ये मतगणना की स्थिति है। मैं और ज़्यादा बिहार के बारे में जानकारी देने के लिए मैं अपने साथी चंद्रभूषण जी से कहूँगा कि वे डिटेल इसके बारे में बताएं। जी
नमस्कार दोस्तों। जैसा कि ये विदित होगा कि हमारे यहाँ जो है काउंटिंग की प्रक्रिया बड़ी जोर शोर से चल रही है और अपने वेबसाइट के हिसाब से अगर मैं देख रहा हूँ तो उसके हिसाब से अभी तक 146 सीटों के नतीजे जो है वो डिक्लेयर हो चुके हैं और 97 जो है वहाँ के ट्रेंड्स जो है वो दिए गए हुए हैं। अभी 1 घंटे पहले एक पर्टिकुलर सोशल मीडिया में एक मैसेज आया था कि किसी पार्टी के द्वारा कि उसमें 119 सीट किसी एक पर्टिकुलर पार्टी के लिए जीतने के बारे में बात की गई थी। मैं यहाँ ये लगभग 1 घंटे पहले की बात थी। आप हमारा वेबसाइट पब्लिक डोमेन में है और आप सभी अच्छे तरीके से उसको बार बार देख भी रहे होंगे और आप समझ रहे होंगे इसमें कि जो जीत जो है वो अभी जो दिखाई जा रही है वो कुल 146 है, कुल 243 सीटों में और 97 सीटों में रुझान जो है वो दिखाए हुए हैं और ये फैक्चुअल सिचुएशन है उस चीज़ को लेकर के। जो रीकाउंट की बात या जो बात कहीं कहीं आ रही है उसमें सिर्फ इतना है, मैं आपको कमीशन का 18 मई 2019 का एक इंस्ट्रक्शन है, उसकी लाइन मैं पढ़ के एक बार सुना देता हूँ। Where the margin of victory is less than the number of postal ballot papers rejected as invalid at the time of counting, all the rejected postal ballot papers shall be mandatorily, I repeat, mandatorily re-verified by the returning officer before declaration of result. Whenever such re-verification is done, the entire proceeding should be videographed as per instructions of commission. So this is the existing instruction issued on 18th May 2019. So wherever जहाँ कहीं भी ऐसी कोई सिचुएशन बनती है जिसमें कि मार्जिन ऑफ विक्ट्री जो है अगर वो पोस्टल बैलेट जो इनवैलिड डिक्लेयर हुआ है, रिजेक्ट हुआ है, अगर उससे कम है तो उसमें ये रीवेरिफिकेशन का कार्य जो है रिटर्निंग ऑफिसर के द्वारा मैंडेटरीली किया जाएगा। इसके अलावा जो बात है हमारे यहाँ जो है राउंड की गिनती बड़ी तेजी से हर जगह चल रही है और जैसा कि आप देख रहे होंगे ये संख्या जहाँ पे अब गिनती जो है कुछ ही चरणों में बाकी है वो बहुत ही डायनेमिक है, जैसा कि हमारे महासचिव महोदय ने ऑलरेडी आप लोगों को बताया है। तो जैसे जैसे इसके नतीजे आते रहेंगे वैसे वैसे आप तक ये पूरी जानकारी पहुँचती रहेगी और ये अगर ये भी कमीशन का आदेश है कि हम लोग हो सकता है एक बार और पुनः मध्य रात्रि के आसपास अगर मिलने की जरूरत पड़ेगी तो हम लोग पुनः हाजिर होंगे फाइनल अपडेट लेकर के आप लोगों के पास इस चीज़ के बारे में। थैंक यू।
थैंक यू।
एक प्रश्न है जो कि हिंदी में उसका जवाब आयोग के अधिकारी दे चुके हैं, लेकिन क्योंकि वो सवाल अंग्रेजी में भी पूछा गया है तो मैं वो सवाल अंग्रेजी में भी पढ़ देता हूँ और मेरा रिक्वेस्ट रहेगा कि अंग्रेजी में भी उस चीज़ को रिपीट किया जा सकता है। ऐश्वर्या पालीवाल, इंडिया टुडे ने सवाल पूछा है, The RJD has alleged that its candidates who were congratulated by returning officers on their win are not being given the certificate. This has happened on 119 seats. What is ECI stand on this?
I already explained this particular matter in Hindi because this tweet I think appeared around an hour ago, and as you would have seen, you would have witnessed the our website and where the results are counted and declared, or the trend is available constituency wise, and as 10 o'clock we are here discussing the results of 146 seats have been declared, and in 97 cases the trends are available. So this is the factual situation which is available in public domain for everybody to see and witness. Thank you.
So thank you very much. I would request you to cooperate with our counting officials and observers. From very morning, untiringly, they have been working very hard, and you have all extended fullest cooperation to the electoral machinery and Election Commission of India. We hope that you will cooperate in completing the residual task of counting of the results. Thank you very much.
मनोज जी, एक सवाल होता है कि क्या प्रूफ आपके हाथ में लग गए कि आप कमीशन आए अपनी बात करें?
देखिए, मैं सबसे बड़ी इससे बड़ा प्रूफ क्या हो सकता है कि पूरे दिन हम लीड करते रहे और कैंडिडेट को ये कह दिया जाए कि आप बैठिए, अब सर्टिफिकेट देने का वक्त है, और अचानक आके कहा जाए कि ना साहब रीपोल हुआ और रिकाउंटिंग हुई और आप 56 वोट से हार गए। और कमाल की बात है, जहां वो रिकाउंटिंग चाह रहे हैं वहां रिकाउंटिंग मिल रही है, जहां हम रिकाउंटिंग चाह रहे हैं वहां रिकाउंटिंग नहीं मिल रही है। तो ये जो एनॉमली है, ये जो विसंगति है, एक पक्षीय काम है। इस तरह की विसंगतियों से लोकतंत्र को अपहरण करने की, जनमत के अपहरण की ये कोशिश कर रहे हैं। ये कोशिशें हम कामयाब नहीं होने देंगे। बिहार की आवाम ने बदलाव का मन बनाया था, बदलाव से 1 डिग्री नीचे नहीं उतरेगी वो। ये अंक की जो हेराफेरी कर रहे हैं कि इतने पे अटका के रखो, ये इंस्ट्रक्शन है कि आरजेडी महागठबंधन अलायंस को इतने पे ही रखो, क्योंकि जो 5-7 अन्य जीते हैं वो हमारी तरफ नहीं आएंगे, इनकी तरफ जाएंगे। आप जानते हैं उन दलों का क्या मिजाज है। तो अंतोगत्वा यही बात है कि माननीय चुनाव आयोग के पाले में गेंद है, वो फैसला लेंगे, एक एक सीट की निगरानी करेंगे, और ये जो मुख्यमंत्री कार्यालय से बैठ करके जनमत को रिमोट कंट्रोल से बदलने की कोशिश हो रही है ना, उसे कामयाब नहीं।
ऑप्शन भी आप लोगों के पास है?
देखिए, अभी देखा जाए, अभी तो मैं आपको अभी भी बता रहा हूँ कि इतनी कुत्सित तरीकों की कोशिश के बावजूद सरकार हमारी बनेगी।
लेकिन जादुई आंकड़ा जो है वो तो एनडीए अब पाले में है, तो क्या हार स्वीकारती है?
नहीं, कैसे बात करते हैं, अभी तो स्विंग सीट्स चल रहे हैं। अभी
मनोज जी, क्या आशा अभी भी है कुछ आपको कुछ हो सकता है?
आशा बिहार को है, मेरी व्यक्तिगत बात छोड़ दीजिए। बिहार ने बदलाव के लिए वोट किया था। अगर ये प्रशासन के माध्यम से उस बदलाव को पर बांध बांधने की कोशिश करेंगे ना, तो वो चूहे वाला बांध बनाएंगे।
किस चीज का डर है?
कौन बड़े साहब हैं?
बिल्कुल
नहीं, नीतीश बाबू को किस बात का डर है कि
ये काम चुनाव आयोग का है। नहीं, ये काम चुनाव आयोग का है, अनुसंधान का काम नहीं करता।
उनको किस बात का डर है कि ये सब बातें की जा रही हैं?
देखिए, नीतीश जी को डर तो बहुत सारी चीजों का है, लेकिन अभी सबसे बड़ा डर है जो आक्रोश उन्होंने जनता के बीच देखा है ना। मैं समझता हूँ कि ये न प्रकार जो कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि कुर्सी को चौथी बार पौवा पकड़ लें, होगा नहीं। No, we'll wait for the final results. We have whole trust. No. Our election commission has assured us that they'll go by seat to seat and try to address all our grievances. And we trust the election commission, but we don't trust the district administration.
फाइनल रिजल्ट तो माने करीब मनोज जी
देखिए,
क्या शिकायत की? फाइनल रिजल्ट
आप नहीं।
Okay, so the RJD is sticking to its allegations and insisting that there be more clarity, there be more transparency. This is being intentionally done. The declaration of results in seats where the Mahagabandhan is winning is being intentionally delayed to sway some of the other seats and other players. That's essentially what they're saying. The Election Commission being absolutely clear that they're not going to be, bowing down to anybody's pressure, and that all the information is available in the public domain. We know it. The counting gets updated online. Every single process of counting, tabulating, certifying, all of that gets updated online as well, and there is no cause or space really left for foul play. But if there are any doubts about a certain constituency's counting, that can be re-looked at or rechecked and re-verified, and that we're okay to do. The Election Commission has also said, by the way, that if need be, they will come back around midnight and give another update. They were themselves hoping to have clearer answers for us by now, but the counting is still on in a few constituencies, and that's what they're tracking right now. So, Vinay, just a quick response from you. I mean, we couldn't have expected EC to say anything else. I guess it just boils down to waiting and seeing the final results.
Yes, just one small thing that the EC specifically clarified, and I don't know whether that's the specific complaint that the RJD has or is something else, but they made a reference to a specific 2018 order, which says that if in the final result the winning margin is less than the total number of ballot back papers that the postal ballots that have been rejected, the returning officer is mandated to recheck all the rejected postal ballots, and he's giving that as a reason for the results not being declared in certain seats. Now, whether this particular explanation is for the same constituencies that RJD is complaining about, I don't know. But he's given a very specific reason. He's saying that if your number of victory margin, the number of votes is less than the total number of rejected votes
of the
postal ballots, then the RO has to recheck all the rejected postal ballots. So he's given a very specific reason for non-declaration of the result. Now, we'll have to see whether the specificity of the complaint of RJD is linked to this.
Significantly, the RJD is also saying that while we have complete faith in the Election Commission, we don't trust the district officials. The target obviously is the Chief Minister.
Yes, I think they are responding to that specific point that the RJD raised about them claiming they've won in 119, but they're not being given the final certificate. It's just because they will be last minute checking and verifying or recounting of the postal ballots.
I think therefore the Election Commission held that press conference, and without anybody asking for that, Election Commission suo moto that officials said about this thing, the process, the recounting process and postal ballot rejection going for revalidation, recounting process, and therefore that particular angle was there. Should this matter escalate and go in public domain, and a particular kind of narrative is
one needs to give credit to the Election Commission because they've been extremely transparent in this process. And I think, Manoj Jha should wait for some more time instead of being a slightly poor loser over here.
As a journalist, we are trained to always look at the other side, so instead of jumping to say that they should be appreciated for being very transparent, I think, there's something which has been feeling for a long time. The Election Commission knew very well that the number of booths have increased. They knew very well that because of social distancing in a hall where 40 tables are normally accommodated, not more than 20 can be, why could not 20 other Barat Ghars, that's the first thing which comes to my mind, which are most readily available, be arranged.
They cannot necessarily be available in places like Bihar.
Space can always be found. There are schools. You hold, space not be found. So I think we need to
see, counting places have to.
But that's just now they've taken a decision you may not agree with, but it may not lead to foul play.
What I am trying to say is that I think that this delay is something which I would say that is our failure in the media to be able to understand that there could be an inordinate delay in the counting process, and maybe if we had
or perhaps Election Commission could have explained it to us earlier.
Also because of COVID, I think our reporters have not been able to cover as much ground as they would normally.
Okay, but, so may I just, for some more clarity, go across to former CEC, Mr. S.Y. Qureshi, who's graciously accepted our request to join us at this hour. Because there are a lot of questions, Mr. Qureshi, but if you can help us understand the allegations that are being made by the Mahagathbandhan is that there is an intentional delay in announcing the results where they have won in a few places to give the benefit to the other side. But what the Election Commission is saying repeatedly is that the delays are due to the COVID protocols that have been put in place and verification processes that have to be done. If you can help our viewers understand, Mr. Qureshi, of what's going on in these last 10% of counting votes?
You know, for the first time, Election Commission has been coming out with a press conference, and not one, not twice, but 3 times on the day of counting. We never did this before. And as early as 1:30, the CEO of Bihar had made it very clear that because of COVID, because of the 50% increase in the number of polling stations and the reduction of tables in the counting hall, the results will be delayed. And it had indicated that it will go up to late into the night, and we presume that it will be around midnight. And they repeated this at 6 o'clock press conference. So this delay was to be expected. And earlier, the results will be out in 20-25 rounds. In this case, they made it clear that in some constituencies, there will be 50 rounds. Now, and every round takes half an hour. So if you calculate, it does take time. So this delay was expected, and EC had made it very clear, and repeatedly. So throughout the day, they have made it clear.
So let me then get to the specifics. The specific charge by the RJD and also other allies of the Mahagathbandhan is that they know their candidate has won. The results on ground make it very clear. But the Election Commission's returning officer is just delaying giving the returning certificate. Now, does that really leave space for any kind of foul play, or is it simply a process that will get done later, if not sooner?
You know, you get to know the result because as the counting is being done, and remember, even if there are 50 rounds, after every round, the result is declared. And the political party agent have to sign that result. So if a result is fine up to 49 rounds, what can go wrong after the 50th round? And secondly, you know, a news channel announcing a result and going back on it after half an hour is the child's play. It happens all the time. But Election Commission, once it announces, so it cannot go back. Therefore, it has to make sure that all documents are perfect. And it's basically the documentation which takes time, and every paper in order, and then only it signs, the RO signs, and then he hands it over to the winning candidate and the losing candidate as well.
Would it have been helpful perhaps for everybody, including the viewers, the media, the political parties, the candidates, had the Election Commission perhaps briefed us about this earlier? I mean, there were COVID protocols in place, there were additional polling stations, there were additional EVM machines that we use. Surely they would have known that it would take longer today than to leave space for this kind of an unnecessary controversy.
No, that's what I said. I heard the press conference, both the press conferences at 1:30 and 6 o'clock. They said it very specifically because of the COVID protocol, because of the number of polling booths having increased by 50%, because of the counting tables getting reduced from 14 to 7 in a hall. So, and there will be delay every time, every 2 minutes. This is what they were saying, that there will be delay. And it will go late into the night. They said it in all three presses.
No, Mr. Qureshi, there were two very specific questions. You're right that they said so very clearly, and we heard that. I think the question was that because we knew that the number of EVMs is 60% higher than, say, in any previous election because of COVID norms, should we not have had more counting stations or maybe even more polling counting staff on duty that could have hastened up this process?
Well, they could, that was, of course, very doable. They could have done that. But, you know, if you have more number of halls, more number of people, to that extent, the supervision gets a little compromised. And Election Commission, in its judgment, had come to the conclusion. So how does it matter if it is delayed by a few hours, so long as the result is credible, the procedure that is followed is accurate and trustworthy.
So, Mr. Qureshi, just one other question, and this is because, you know, you're the best person actually to explain to our viewers the process, and correct me if I'm getting the process wrong. In the EVM counting process, once the EVMs are pressed, the RO actually notes down the tabulated numbers in front of every candidate and then signs the form after every round. Now, that means that once he has finished signing the forms for each round, irrespective of whether the certificate has been given or not, the result really cannot be tampered or altered with. Is that a correct understanding?
Absolutely, and that is exactly what I said. As I said, suppose there are 50 rounds, and in some cases there are going to be 50 rounds. After every round, the result is declared. There was a time when the result will be held back till the last. Now, in this case, if after every round, result is announced and signed and given, and every party agent signs the receipt of that result, that he has seen this result. So, where can we, after 49 rounds, all have gone well, no complaint, no problem. How can the result get altered after the 50th round? Maximum the dispute can be about the last round. But the 49 rounds have gone fine, uncontested, so that is final.
Dr. Qureshi, I request you to just stay on for a bit. Let me just ask Anshul Avajit. Anshul Avajit, this makes it very clear. Can you then again explain to us what is it that you and your party and your allies are going on and on about that?
No, I think, we might, if I heard Mr. Manoj Jha correctly, there were rather serious allegations about the reversal in the result itself. Now, what he was saying was, if I heard him correctly, that after the result has been declared to them, suddenly there was a repolling, and then the opposite candidate won with 56 votes or something like that. So there were serious misgivings raised by him about the role of the administration in the counting process. That's what he said. I didn't say this if I heard him correctly.
But Anshul, in a EVM counting, that's technically not possible. Once you've pressed the master switch, the display number is recorded on a form. You can't redo that.
No, I completely agree. But these are the questions that were raised. In general, what he was trying to say was, there are serious misgivings about the role of the administration. He expressed doubts about it. In this particular case, in a number of seats here, that's what he said. They tweeted about it earlier. And he has every right to raise these. If there are concerns, whatever they may be, you can contest them. You can say he was wrong or right. You can certainly argue. But if he has concerns, he has every right to take them forward. There are processes that are there for that very purpose.
Okay, let me take a specific example from, and now I'm going to not talk about Manoj Jha or the RJD, but what the Congress has alleged, and the Congress party and Randeep Surjewala have tweeted. And Dr. Qureshi, one example, just for better clarity, the Congress alleges that सकरा विधानसभा में कांग्रेस उम्मीदवार उमेश राम ने पूर्व केंद्रीय मंत्री व कांग्रेस चुनाव प्रभारी श्री सुबोध कांत सहाय को बताया कि वो 600 वोट से जीत गए थे, पर उन्हें जबरन करीब 1700 वोट से हार डिक्लेयर कर दिया। ये क्या प्रजातंत्र की कसौटी है? Now, this then does it sound like a case of hearsay on ground at the polling station versus what's actually getting reflected in the records? How does one check this?
Obviously, these kind of allegations, number one, sitting here, we don't know the facts. Only the RO would know the facts, and then there is election commission to see whether the RO is functioning properly or not. So this allegation will be investigated because this is a very specific case of a particular place. So the general answer, it is not possible. And it's a very serious process. And as I said, every round has gone on fine, and suddenly from 600 and 1900, where do they come from? This kind of allegation normally comes when the margin is very low.
Okay, Dr. Qureshi.
Ask about Umesh Ram, because I know this constituency very well. I went there for campaigning. I gave a number of speeches there. I know Umesh Ram very well in this. I know about this particular case. He was all tipped to win, which is all fine, which is neither here nor there. There is pure legitimacy in this kind of complaint out here. And this is reflective of the nature of kind of complaints that are coming up, that are coming from not just the Congress party and the RJD as well.
So in this case, then in such cases, the election commission will have to go back and see step by step for every time that the EVMs have been checked and votes have been counted in. What is it that has been filled in the document?
No, Mr. Qureshi will correct me if I'm wrong. In an EVM counting, you can only retabulate.
Correct. So you're checking the tabulation.
It's a arithmetical recalculation of all the rounds. That's all you can do.
Each of the round has been duly signed by the
RO or not.
Yes, Dr. Qureshi.
Counting agents also.
Yeah. Retabulate the totals and recount the postal ballots.
That's right.
These are the only two recounts.
Which would just mean then that it will just take a lot more time, but at the end of the day, there is no space for foul play. The end result would be as clear as It is in...
The allegation by itself is very interesting. The candidate tells Subodh Kansa hai that I have won, and later the EC is saying that you have lost. See the nature of complaint and allegation. He was not told by Yaro.
Yes.
He has not told
Why do you
Yaro.
find that interesting?
Yes, Rajiv Pandey has a point.
Tanvi, can I go to Tanvi?
Yes, Dr. Qureshi, thank you so much for joining us and explaining this for us. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Rajiv Pandey, go ahead, please.
Tanvi ji, it's a very tight election. It is well fought by both the sides. And the way RJD has taken all steps by joining hands with Naxal, with all goons, they voted from all other parties. Now they are losing. So they are talking what they feel they used to do. About Lalu Yadav ji, it was very clear that he used to do all these drama. So apne man se janiye paraye dil ka hal. He is saying I have no problem with the election commission. All district administration during the election works under election commission. So he is saying that I have no problem with the election commission, but district administration is doing. During the election, we all know that district admission works under the instruction of the EC. Second point is this. Nowadays, because of this kind of system, that after every round, you have to sign. And if you have not signed and then you have been declared that you have not won the seat or you have lost the seat, you can go to the court and prove that, look, where is my signature? So these things will be taken care by the EC and by the courts of law. The issue is they are just trying, every time they were crying about the EVM, today they could not cry because the whole day they admitted that EVM is working well. So at the end they started crying about this. I feel that as a political activist, as a political worker, I feel that we have fought election. Finally, जनता ने अपना decision दिया है. They have decided, and finally NDA will form the government. And people have realized that what kind of things would have happened if RJD would have come to power in Bihar. If you see that kind of hooligans in the rallies of RJD, where the leftist goons were creating problem. Thereafter, in the second phase and third phase, I have saved tweet. I said this rally will defeat Mahagathbandhan. Because, in Bihar, people remembered very well that what Tejasvi was doing, that he wanted to win at any cost, even joining hands with Naxal, removing the picture of his father, his mother, doing all sorts of activity.
Okay.
And finally,
just to add a point
people have given a mandate to Nitish Kumar ji, to NDA, and you have seen that because of the development, only I am telling one line. In Darbhanga, there is a airport operational. You know how many seats NDA have won out of 10 seats?
Yes.
9.
Yes.
In Madhubani, which is just 30 kilometers from that airport, my native place, there BJP has won 8 out of 10. So it is the vote for the development. It is the vote for the peace. People remember that how
but then, Mr. Let me take that point and let me go across Mr. Satyaprakash. But then, Mr. Satyaprakash, if this is the vote for development, why are we just about making it to the halfway mark and not more?
Actually, 15 years of governance and the Mahagathbandhan united together. So fight started, taking very close. But still the people of Bihar voted for the NDA, and this Janmat is reply to them who used to say that we have not developed Bihar at the rate of 11.3%. You win by 1 run or 20, you are the winner. And definitely we will examine after the election when all the results come out that what went wrong. That in 2010 we got 206 seats. And in 2020, we are close to, majority only. And still our fingers are crossed because all results has not come out. And on the election commission note, I want to add one thing. It is their old habit of every player of Mahagathbandhan. And wherever they feel they are losing the election, they reach to the doors of election commission. And they start blaming even EVM machine. Tomorrow you will see there will be several politicians who will blame EVM machine. And if suppose they will not blame anyone. So this is their old habit. So we should not focus on much on that. And the on the development plan, 11.3% growth rate is the highest in India. So NDA is coming to power in Bihar.
You know, Manoj Jha's behavior today ironically reminds me of 1995. That was the time, if you remember.
But why have you reduced it to Manoj Jha?
No, RJD's behavior. In that case, RJD,
why are you talking about Randeep Surjewala?
That's what I'm explaining. In 1995, the one person.
Why has Manoj Jha got your vote
In 1995, the one person who who had given the worst time of his life to TN Session was Lalu Yadav and RJD.
Yes.
Those were the time where every day, every election there would be violence in the villages. And today, I mean, they probably, they are in a time warp. They haven't come to the fact, they have not warmed up to the fact that today elections are perfectly fair, they are perfectly transparent. I think they will take a few more years to realize that we are in a different age and the scope for such errors don't realize.
I think the word perfectly has to be said with a bit of rider. There is a history of controversy surrounding the electoral process.
Obviously.
So there is. So let's not say that it's a perfect process.
No, but in this situation, it seems very much contrived.
I mean, you got to give it.
Well, I'm getting an update as well. The Election Commission, as indicated, will be back with another update at midnight.
My God.
We're waiting for a confirmation, but it does look like they may be doing that. Yes, Mr. Rajiv Pandey, go ahead, please.
I just want to say one thing. RJD is crying foul. You know, they gave 70 seats. And the man of the match from losing side is Rahul Gandhi ji. They have won just 19 seats. Last time they contested 40. You know, Congress is not saying anything because they know what is the truth. This hearsay drama, which is have no meaning.
So,
in the eyes
Rajiv
of law.
Pandey, let me ask you this question. Why are you saying, and why do you keep giving undue importance to Rahul Gandhi by even saying he is the man of the match here? Why aren't you talking about Nitish Kumar? Nitish Kumar hasn't performed that great either. At least with Nitish Kumar, there was some start-off point. With Rahul Gandhi, nobody spoke about him through the entire election season.
No. His mere presence makes difference. I'm telling you, this result would have been different, as my friend Mr. Satyaprakash ji was saying from JDU. You know, what has happened in this election, Tanvi, if you know Bihar, you know, when Chandrasekhar was the leader, he was from CPIML. He was killed by RJD goons and MP, who is right now in jail. They have joined hands to defeat Modi ji and Nitish ji. You know, they have broken all norms of political. They said that they have killed, we will never join. Lalu Yadav ji never joined hands with Naxals, but because of the Delhi-based one guru, new guru of, I don't want to take the name of Tejaswi, he said, no, let's join hands with Naxals. I think in some areas, and that have paid. Bihar.
It's not only Naxals basically.
If Bihar would have been,
I had a point
would have got Satyaprakash, just one second. If Bihar would have got under Tejaswi government, we would have seen the repeat of Bara. We would have seen repeat of Senari.
Okay. Satyaprakash, Mr. Satyaprakash, I know you want to come in, but let this not be a conversation just between the allies. Let me at least bring in Anshul Avijit in between for a response, and then I will come to you.
I just want to add 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds to Satyaprakash.
This CPI-ML, which is contesting with Mahagathbandhan, to support the separatist movement of Kashmir. Who supported the Afzal Guru?
But tell that to the voters who voted for them.
Bihar is saved by the people of Bihar by defeating Mahagathbandhan. This is not about the politics. This is about the safety and security of the country. These Malay people.
Okay. No, Mr. Rajiv Pandey. Let's not go there. The time for campaign speech is over. People have cast their votes for each of the parties. CPI, CPIML, all of them together. Anshul Avijit. Let's hear Anshul Avijit.
CPI doesn't exist in Bihar now.
Let's hear Anshul Avijit, please. 1 minute. Can I hear the Congress representative?
Hear me out, sir. Hear me out. The problem is the right politicians always use the word as left as some kind of spook to spook people. You know, and they bring this bogey of Naxalism every single time. These are legitimate parties that have fought elections on a legitimate basis. They have fought through election. Indian democracy is highly invitational. You know that. They've been invited to fight the elections and they fought it fair and square. And they're leading in 19 seats. And now you're spooking people into calling them Naxals and all kind of derisive language is totally uncalled for. I don't know where this comes from in the first place. You haven't spoken about the Nitish Kumar, who's obviously scapegoat, the fall guy in this election. There's a massive incumbency, anti-incumbency against him. You didn't have him in your speech. You didn't have him in his posters out there. Later, I don't know, they had a change of heart and suddenly started appearing in all front page ads in Patna newspapers. So, as if tell the people don't know, now we've got
Why do you mind so much? Whatever our election is, why you care about that?
The BJP and Nitish Kumar, and then you have the mysterious case of Chirag Paswan. We don't know what he was. What was the BJP thinking? What was Chirag Paswan
thinking? Why do you care about that?
So when will Congress get wiser? When will Congress learn a few tricks? That is the question.
Did you hear the speech of our President and Prime Minister?
One at a time, please. One at a time.
JDU President.
Yes,
two-time JDU President
one at a time.
was ordered in Siwan, open market in Siwan, while he was giving a speech in a broad daylight. And RJD and CPI-ML at least forget the murder of Chandrasekhar, the two-time JDU president.
चलिए आगे की बात करते हैं अभी भी मैं स्क्रीन पे अगर देखूं तो एनडीए को 122 पे लीड्स है, महागठबंधन 113, LJP lead at 1 seat, others in 7.
LJP has won the seat.
So LJP has at least gotten one. And may I just say, this is the tally for the parties right now. The Election Commission is preparing for one more news briefing. Because while it does look like for most of the day, the NDA has been in the lead, but nobody is calling the elections yet.
No, I mean, look, this whole cacophony, the only thing that slightly amuses me is that, I think, look, I'm very happy that, both Rajiv and Satyaprakash ji have a lot, they're full of energy even at 10:40 at night on a long, long day. So that's great, because I thought we were the only ones who had to stretch ourselves. But let me just add one thing. You see, I mean, history is very conveniently forgotten by, probably all political parties if it doesn't suit their argument. I think Satyaprakash ji should know very, very well that his own leader is a product of the very same movement that had left parties on their side. Not all left parties are Naxals. Some may be, but not all. And everybody has been a part of that. I mean, Nitish Kumar was a product of that movement.
Yes. All left parties are Naxals. All sympathizers of left parties are urban Naxals. But yes, let's not.
In Bihar,
no.
CPI didn't do that. But the CPI-ML is as bad as any banned outfit.
राजीव जी मैं आपको एक छोटी सी बात बताता हूं. अगर जेपी मूवमेंट आज की तारीख में हो रहा था, 250 सेडिशन के केस रजिस्टर हो जाते उनके ऊपर. अगर हम आज की डेफिनेशन से चलेंगे, जिस तरीके का मूवमेंट वो था,
मुझे पता है. We have faced the brunt of CPI. I am a farmer's son, and CPI job was only to kill farmers. You don't know about that. Don't compare with the JP movement.
Okay, that's the okay. Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay wants to come in, please. Yes.
No. I just wanted to make a point. That he's confusing between CPI, CPI-M, and CPI-ML.
Yeah,
he's intending to say CPI-ML, but he's using CPI because for them everybody is an urban Naxal. That's it.
He's talking about CPI-ML.
ML, yes.
He is talking about ML.
You know how Lalu Yadav ji knew very well. I am saying today I am even missing Lalu Prasad Yadav ji, that how Tejasvi was brainwashed by a Delhi-based Naxal kind of leader and joined hands with the CPI-ML. Who is having bloods in the hand?
I still don't understand, Mr. Rajiv Pandey, why are you getting so agitated? Is it because the people, the entire category of political parties whom you like to call Naxals have managed to get 17 seats?
For destruction of Bihar, one side Lalu Yadav's Jungle Raj, another side Naxal violence is responsible. They have destroyed Bihar.
They never joined hands.
And
Lalu Yadav needs to be praised for not joining hands with the other co-destructor of Bihar.
Okay, Anshul Avajit
is right.
Anshul Avajit, yes.
Yeah, as if all Naxals are the left parties, you're conflating them. Vinay was absolutely right. And if they're going to come suddenly and cause a revolution, a violent revolution, and overthrow the bourgeoisie, I mean, I don't know what he's thinking about. It's highly amusing, all I can say. I'm sitting here and really laughing at this kind of interjection here. This is an invitational process of a democracy. There are legitimate platforms in which to fight elections. People have been vetted.
Right.
There are laws that take
Well,
place.
all I can say is let's just prepare
Come on,
ourselves
we're highly
to and get ready to hear a lot more of this. This is just warm up for the next round of elections that happens in West Bengal. And surely there'll be a lot of takeaways from what's happening in Bihar as we move towards elections in West Bengal. I'm completely out of time. I'm going to thank all of our panelists for joining us right now. The excitement continues, and so does the counting, and so does the work for the Election Commission that's going to be speaking again. At this point, we can only tell you that if anybody is feeling slightly more comfortable than the other side, it's the NDA, and Mahagathbandhan is crying foul, is feeling anxious currently with the state of results. Very short break, lots more on the other side. We're not done yet. Don't go anywhere.
दो दर्जन सीट ऐसी है जो माननीय चुनाव आयोग को हमने बताया कि 2 दर्जन सीटों में हेराफेरी की कोशिश शाम 5 बजे के बाद शुरू की हुई है और मुख्यमंत्री कार्यालय से हुई है। इससे बड़ा प्रूफ क्या हो सकता है कि पूरे दिन हम लीड करते रहे और कैंडिडेट को ये कह दिया जाए कि आप बैठिए, अब सर्टिफिकेट देने का वक्त है, और अचानक आके कहा जाए कि ना साहब रीपोल हुआ और रिकाउंटिंग हुई और आप 56 वोट से हार गए। और कमाल की बात है, जहां वो रिकाउंटिंग चाह रहे हैं वहां रिकाउंटिंग मिल रही है, जहां हम रिकाउंटिंग चाह रहे हैं वहां रिकाउंटिंग नहीं मिल रही है।